Hello, welcome back to Blake's Den in my 1989 Austin Mini Designer project. And in this video, I'm going to get the engine all degreased, ready for painting. So let's make a start. So in the last video I did on this, I put the engine on this engine stand. So it's just a standard 998cc A+ engine. And I need to get it all degreased and cleaned up prior to painting. But before I do that, I need to get all the holes blocked off. For example, where the starter motor goes, oil pipe, distributor, intake, exhaust, stuff like that, just to stop water from getting in there. So that's what I'm going to do now. For the starter motor housing, I'm just giving it a quick rub over with a knife just to get the bulk of the corrosion off. If I get a bit of water in here, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's going to be ages before I fire up the engine again. So yeah, it's not too bad, but I'd like to minimize what goes in there. I'm just going to put some duct tape over this. I think it'll be as good as anything. Ideally, you could make a plate and put it in there. The starter motor is basically in the way, which is why I took it off. But I'm just going to layer it up with some duct tape, and then I'll trim it down, and that will allow me to get the gearbox all cleaned up. The gearbox isn't that greasy anyway, it's just corrosion on it, really. But I'll put that on there, and then I'll run a knife round, get it all trimmed up and tidy. And I think what I'll do is no harm in just putting a few more bits across the middle as well. Bit of extra protection from the rain. Right, let's trim that down. That's done. I'll pan you up a bit and move you around. So I've got this here where the oil feed goes into it. So I'll see what I've got in the garage that I can put into there. Hopefully it could be like I've got like a bung or something, or a cap or something I could put in there, or a bolt. So I'll see what I've got in my stock. For the oil feed hole, I found a bolt which kind of does the job. It's not a perfect fit, but the sort of commonality of the threads means that it's fine. Also put a bit of paper towel in, and then for here also got some paper towel, and I've got a round bit of wood and wrapped it up with duct tape, and then I'm gonna hammer that into position, so I'll block that off. I just wanted to say whilst I'm doing this, if you're enjoying this video, press that like button below, and if you would, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It costs you absolutely nothing to do, and you'll be notified of all the latest videos. And to do that, you press the little bell icon which is below this video. I would really like it if you would subscribe. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I'm recording this in October 2025. Using the numbers I've got at the moment where I'm at now and extrapolating that, I think it's hit or miss whether I'm going to get there. So a real influx of subscribers would be really useful. If you've got any questions as well, just drop them in the comments below. Unlike other YouTubers, I respond to all of my comments, as long as they're not stupid ones. So back to the action. For the drive shaft joints, or the pot joints, I'm just putting a freezer bag over them, and then cable tie. So that'll just keep the water out. As soon as I took the engine out, I bagged these up anyway because they're full of grease. So I've just basically put a new bag on. So at that done, we need to think about the intake. I've already covered up the intake, but I might do that again in the exhaust as well, because I'm going to be turning this around. There's a breather pipe here needs doing, and fuel pump, and yeah, basically anywhere there's a hole except for the water pump. For the exhaust, again, duct tape and cable tie. Fuel pump was just duct tape. The speedo drive, I did put some on, duct tape on, but then I remembered, if you take a little horseshoe clamp off, the whole thing comes off. So what I'll do, I'll put that somewhere safe. I'll put the clamp somewhere safe. And then I will fill that hole with something. Remember that bit of wood I used around the other side? Well, file down a bit. It's a really good fit. So I'm just going to put a few paper towels in there, just in case it, you know, leaks any water in. They'll soak it up. Hopefully I'll be able to get those out. Put that in there, hammer that in, and I've just got to do the breather now. And for the breather, just pulled the pipe off, old bit of pipe bolt in, and the Jubilee clip. So I think we're good now. The fan belt can come off. Obviously, we don't need that. So yeah, let's get this outside. Let's get this power washed and see what it looks like. The engine's outside now. It's probably the furthest it's been away from the Mini since about 1988 or 89. It's an 89 car, but I think it was probably built in 88. Right, before I go too wild, I want to kind of flush the engine. So I'm going to hose, I'm going to put it in through the thermostat, I'm going to put it in through the water pump connections, and just generally flush all of the debris out of the block first. I know there's some in there. That was like horrible colour. So just on the water pump inlet there, you can see it's coming out the heater hose. All rusty colour rather than antifreezy colour. So we'll just give this a good flush. Right, I've just taken the bolt out there so I can turn the engine a bit to try and drain the block. Not sure if. Oh no, it's gone. All the weight at that end, so it's a bit tricky, but you can see some coming out there. It actually looks a bit more like antifreeze. Antifreeze is obviously bad for animals. Cats, I think especially, the tastes quite sweet to them, so I will be diluting all of this down. I'm surprised there was any in there at all, to be honest. Yeah. Okay. We'll get this drained. Obviously, it doesn't have to be completely empty. I'm just trying to get the majority of it out, and then we'll start the degreasing process. Right, for the degreasing, I'm using gunk, only because it is the thing which was on the shelf in Alfred's. Basically says, cover your electronics, warm your engine. It's going to be hard. And then you just kind of just spray it on a bit like oven cleaner. And it says you can like work it into stubborn areas. So. Oh, it stinks. So I've never used this before. I've used other gunk products before in the past. Mixed success, so we'll see what happens. I see this very much as a first pass thing. Obviously I've still got a lot of ancillaries on the engine, like the fan, engine mounts and stuff, so yeah, I think I'll get the worst of it off, but I think some more cleaning will still be required at some point. I think that's actually doing something, you know. I can see it dissolving grease and stuff. Right, we'll leave that for a bit. See what happens. So whilst that's doing its thing, I thought I'd show you my pressure washer. Long time viewers of the channel will know I love my Parkside products. I love the middle of Lidl. Still not a sponsorship yet. But yeah, I got this the other day. It's a power washer, cordless one. So it runs off the same battery as my impact wrench. It's really good. It's not as powerful as a mains one. And you only get about 10 minutes charge off it. But I've got several batteries I just swap over. But yeah, no cables trailing around, no extension leads required. All you need is a hose on it. It's really quite good. So I'll be using that on the engine, and this is how it's looking. It actually is looking clean already. You can begin to see some yellow appearing, which is the main colour of the block. So yeah, I think I'll hit that with the power washer in a few minutes. Right, I've moved you around a bit. I've also got a visor on because I don't want any of this going in my face. So let's see how this goes. Right, yellow. Oh, that's looking better already. First pass. That's not bad at all, really. I'm going to give it some more gunk, just because I can. Definitely some stubborn bits down here on the gearbox. So we'll give it a bit more. See what happens. It's really odd, but the microphone won't pick this up, but you can really hear this stuff fizzing and hissing as it's kind of doing its thing. Wow. 2 passes and it's looking so much better. It's actually yellow. Didn't have to buy the yellow paint. No, there's still some stubborn bits on the gearbox. The fan, I'm not worried about that because that'll come off. Around the back, it's definitely the worst. Quite a lot around the diff. The back of the engine, just from, I guess, exhaust leaks and oil coming up. So I'm going to give it a little bit more of the gunk on the back and work it in with the brush a bit. I did also try some no nonsense heavy duty degreaser which I had in the garage, and yeah, it seems to work all right as well. So a little bit more and then I think we'll leave it to dry off. Well, I think that's about as good as I'm going to get with the equipment I've got. It's miles better. Still far from concourse, but you can see the casting numbers now. You actually see the yellow paint, you can see the silver, the aluminium casting for the gearbox. You can see you know, the Austin logo around here. So yeah, it's looking quite good. And yeah, it definitely helped wearing a visor, because look at all of that which would have gone in my eyes. And it's nasty stuff, this degreaser, you don't want it in your eyes. Cool, right, I'm going to let this drip dry a bit. I need to dilute what's left on the yard, so it doesn't affect any animals, and then we'll wrap it up. So that is that, as they say. I'm really happy with that. I am going to paint the engine in the future. I'm not going to go too crazy. You can go really crazy painting mini engines, but basically the block, the rocker cover, round the back, I mean, you never even see the back of the mini engine. So some of that will get some paint, maybe a bit of silver on the gearbox casing, yeah, black on the brackets and stuff. Not going to go too crazy. Bear in mind, you know, when it's in the car, it looked like this, but with a big cover over it for the splash guard. And then if you look from above to see the back, you've got the air filter in the carb here. You're not seen beyond that. So, you know, it's kind of like effort versus time versus what's going to look like. You know, it's a bit of a diminishing return. I'm going to leave that there for now. If you didn't see my message earlier, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs by the end of the year, and at the moment it's looking a bit dodgy whether I'm going to get there or not. So if you did that, it'd be very much appreciated. It very much helps the channel and helps YouTube to promote my videos, which motivates me to do more videos like this for you. If you got any questions about any of the kit I've used, drop them below. I respond to all of my comments and questions. And yeah, hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.